I'm in Pattaya, Thailand, and I'm just sitting here ruminating and thinking about how shitty it is to have a girlfriend in the modern age. And then add on to that, I live in Pattaya. Yeah. Modern women in Pattaya. Or should I say modern girls in Pattaya? I don't want to say women. Women should be mature, I guess. But anyway, come and ruminate with me. Welcome to Pattaya. So the word of the day is love. And the question is, can a Pattaya girl really love you? Now, I don't mean a Thai girl, I mean a Pattaya girl. A girl who has succumbed to Pattaya, who has bought into that lifestyle, who has bought into that mentality, who is ultimately unable to be honest, straight, trustworthy, dependent, or anything else for a consistent amount of time. Whether it be until they get bored, until you get relaxed with the relationship. I think if they don't have the chaos and the excitement, they kind of walk away and they disappear. We have to contend with telephones, we have to contend with high season, we have to contend with low season, we have to contend with all those little dipshits who come back for Songkran every year with all their promises and hopes and dreams and stuff. Girls don't want dependability anymore. It's one thing they don't want. I think it's quite clear that they don't want dependability. They ask for it, they preach for it, they scream for it, they cry for it. But how could you ever have that with a girl who gets her heart broken three times a quarter? Do you know what I mean? It's like if somebody comes over here for 3 weeks, they fall in love, and then you got that week fade off period, and then suddenly they got a broken heart, and then within 3 days they're back. It's just this huge rotation of falling in love. And then you get the guys on the telephone, like you've never met them, and you have this unreal expectation, probably because of what they say, but it just confuses the fuck out of me how you guys survive. Like, you're never going to feel love because you've never appreciated what it is. Does that sound weird? Like, you've never had the chance to appreciate love. You've appreciated what somebody's got, and I'm not talking to everybody. You have to remember, once a girl comes to Pattaya, her mentality can change so quickly. They learn from these old women in the bars when they first get here. They learn from their friend or their cousin or their sister. And it's just, you're learning from sour people. Why can't you go out there and learn from somebody who met a nice guy, lives a nice life in wherever, even here, it makes no difference as long as her mentality is good, And that's the whole thing. If you want to stay on your own in Pattaya, it has to be your mentality. You have to be the one controlling your vices. In a relationship, if you're in love, then as a man, controlling your vices are easy, right? If not, you're not in love, you're not committed, you're just as bad as them. So why even get into a relationship? But when it comes to the girls, it's just deception. It seems to be a big old game of deception, and it's unfair. It really is unfucking fair. How many guys waste their time and waste their money and break their hearts over girls who they just didn't quite understand because they're not the same ilk as back home. And I'm not saying the girls back home are better. I'm just saying it's harder for you to make that distinction simply because of what's going on around you, simply because she's probably younger, she's probably more beautiful, she's definitely more tanned, let's be honest. So there's lots of factors to pull into it, but relationships in Thailand, guys, there's so many ways you could go at it with so many different girls depending on where you saw her, just her mentality, everything. I preach a lot about how we have to have a mentality to survive out here if you want to do it on low budget, which I've done it for the fun of it, so I love sharing it with you. I'm going to share a lot more as time passes, just like this, sitting in the arse end of a condo letting my dog go to the toilet while I have a drink and a smoke. Listen to the music. I've just been for barbecue cow, barbecue sticky rice, some barbecue chicken liver, some barbecue beef on a stick, not steaks, 10 baht a time. So me and Lucy have both just eaten dinner. Okay, I've spent 100 baht on beer, 50 baht for a big beer. What's that, £1 something? £1, yeah. And we've both eaten for about 60, 70 baht. I'm not a big eater, but again, it's vices. I'm not, it might not look like it because it's all creased, I guess. But I got dressed up. I'm wearing Doc Marten tassel loafers. just to go to 7-Eleven and to sit in what is basically a work site. Just because there's nothing wrong with feeling good about yourself and coming out. It's not about having to go and show yourself off and play to your ego. I got showered and dressed for myself. I didn't just throw on a Chang vest or just walk out how I was sat doing some work, you know. It's... If you come here with an ego, most of you will crash and burn if you're on a low budget. Oh, I'm not whistling you. Shut up, Lucy. That's my other expenditure. How will I, Lucy? Nah? But yeah, anyway, so I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just kind of sat having a smoke and a drink, but you're coming up to Christmas, you're coming up to Songkran. So you're coming up to those, as I've mentioned on my Instagram, you're coming up to those terrible 3 or 4 months where... Oh, I'm going to kick her in a minute if she don't shut up. She cries all the time. She's like a fucking depressed husky. But you're coming up to that time, Songkran. If you've got a girlfriend and she's a little bit inconsistent and she's not content, get ready. You're in for the ride of a fucking century. These boys are coming over in fucking droves now because they all think they can make videos and make money. It don't fucking work like that. It really doesn't work like that. Not for what they want. Not for a lot of them. Are you ready?